Happy Tuesday. On my way out for a quick ride this morning. Got up pretty early. I'm not gonna lift again today. Still under the weather. Trying to recover from this sinus infection. So, just gonna try and do as much as I can. Been deloading for the last, haven't lifted since last Monday, and it's Tuesday today, so 8 days. So not very happy, but you got to do what you got to do. So just taking it one day at a time. So what I wanted to talk quickly about today is modifying your approach. The only thing that's that's been good about this cut lately has been the fact that I've been able to adjust my eating for inactivity. I've been talking a lot about that lately, and what's going to happen is things are going to come up in your life like this, where you're going to be derailed if you cannot self-adjust. When I go back to training, I plan on keeping the same exact eating patterns. I don't plan on changing anything at all. And the weight's been coming off, consistently. The only thing that I probably would say, the only thing that's been like a little bit of a hiccup, and I wouldn't even really call it a hiccup, is, bowel movements. The bowel movements haven't been normal, but then, today I woke up at the same weight that I woke up yesterday, but I had a bowel movement, so that probably was the situation or the issue with that. The weight, stayed up because I didn't have any bowel movements the last several days. So that doesn't necessarily mean that I am not, losing fat. That just means that you have backup in your system. And, after several days of eating and not having bowel movements, then, you're going to run into those kind of problems. But that's neither here nor there. That's more of a personal thing. But, I thought I just, it's common sense, but sometimes people have to be reminded of that. But, when you're sick, you don't want to be like going crazy and eating all crazy. You want to get in your vitamin C. You want to, drink your juices without any sugar in them and different things like that. But the most important thing of when you're inactive is taking the opportunity to dial in those calories. See, people want to, work out like crazy and go crazy in the gym and everything like that, but I can tell you from experience that it is much more difficult to fight, fat loss in the gym than it is to combat it in the kitchen. The kitchen is where you're going to get lean. The kitchen is where you're going to get your six-pack. You're not going to get a six-pack as an endomorph doing loads of cardio. You know why? Because you're going to burn yourself out. I've been there, done that. You get on a nice little run and you get some weight going off, and the next thing you know, you hit a roadblock because you burn your body out, or you burn yourself out psychologically. There is no burnout in the kitchen. The only burnout that you'll get is, I guess I would say, is, boredom. Boredom of eating the same foods if you have to, align yourself with that diet structure that I'm always talking about. But the thing is, you have to ask yourself is, what's more important? What you're eating every day or reaching your goal? Because as I keep trying to explain over and over again all the time, there's a huge amount of motivation that comes from, losing 10 pounds. Let's just say you have to lose 50. If you lose 10, you're going to be motivated in like ridiculous ways to continue on that same path. Your thinking isn't the same at, 50 pounds to lose as it is at 40 pounds to lose after tasting some success from the methods that you've been using. You have to endure those methods in order to unlock that next level of motivation. That's how it works. Does it work like that for everybody? No. Some people can just do this and, you know, go crazy and do all these things, and then, you know, they're fine later on, and they just walk right through their goal. But everyone's not like that. And as I always talk about, what is sustainable? You know, is the method that you're using sustainable? Because anybody can, you know, well, not anybody, but most people can do a crazy diet for 3 months, you know, but then a lot of people do that crazy diet for 3 months and then they put the weight back on. You know, what is it that you want? Do you want to do a crazy diet for 3 months and put the weight back on? Or do you want to change your lifestyle? Changing your lifestyle is most of the time, especially for us endomorphs, a grueling process. It's a process of elimination. It's a process of learning yourself. It's a process of changing your environment. It's a process of changing the people that you talk to, the way you talk to people, the way you allow people to talk to you, because your behavior and your upbringing and the people that you've been around, you know, specifically family, are the ones that have got you to where you're at. You were trained to eat the way you eat. If you had people around you that knew this stuff when you were a kid, they most likely would have taught you the way to eat so you wouldn't be this way. So it's obvious that the people that were around you, I'm not saying it's like that every time, but most of the time, especially with people that come from my culture, African American, you're not eating foods, especially if you're an endomorph. African American endomorphs are not eating food that is going to deliver them to a lean physique. Endomorphs. You know, I'm not talking about ectomorphs or mesomorphs that are African American. I'm talking about endomorphs. That's all we're talking about here. So you have to ask yourself, should you keep like talking to these people and dealing with these people when, you know, it comes to food? You know, should you be going out to eat with these people? You know, or is that costing you your future? Is it costing you that job that you may not get because they may want to hire somebody that's more attractive than you for the position? You're a salesperson. You think they're going to want to hire a salesperson that's overweight before they hire someone that's thin? Just being honest. Talk about myself too. People don't want to hear this kind of stuff, but this is the truth. You know, leaner people probably have an easier time getting, you know, reaching their success goals than heavier people, especially if it's in a position where you have to deal with other people. You know, ask yourself this: why does why do attractive people get more attention on social media than unattractive people? You know, that says it all right there. So ask yourself, is it important for you to look the way you want to look in your mind? Because as I've said before, if you're not about getting lean, if you're not about looking good as an endomorph and looking tight and lean as an endomorph, this channel is not for you. Don't come here and watch these videos. You can watch the workout videos all you want, but these talks, I'm talking to endomorphs. I'm talking about endomorphs, and I'm talking to endomorphs. So again, gotta modify that stuff. You know, I'm living it right now. You know, sipping cough medicine, going for a ride, eating low cal, keeping myself in that deficit that is going to put me in a position to continue to drop, you know, grams of fat per day to pounds of fat per day. You know, take it or leave it. Happy Tuesday.